Do you know what? I was all right, wasn't it? I was all right. I don't know where to begin to talk about this. Where do I begin to talk about this absolutely nuts game? Firstly, what a result for Oxford United. What a win for Oxford United. I don't think it's kind of harsh to say that we didn't deserve it. I thought we were a bit lucky. But Oxford do a double over Sheffield Wednesday. It ended up somehow Oxford United 3, Sheffield Wednesday 2. And I live streamed this game. I did a play-by-play through it. And it was bizarre. It's one of the most bizarre games I've ever watched. I still trying to digest it because you as a neutral, or as if you see the score, you're going to think, wow, what a game of football. But there was as much garbage in this game as there was quality, and maybe more garbage, and maybe a lot more garbage than there was quality in this one. And I mean, Oxford deserve a hell of a lot of credit for the way we've been pretty crap in 2022, crap for the last two games. But we found a way to win this game today. And we found this way by a little bit of luck, by a little bit of quality. We found a way to get a win. And Sheffield Wednesday will be absolutely pulling their hair out. They should have won this game today and have somehow ended up losing it by 3-2. But let's get into it. Let's talk over some of the points of action in this game. Look. There is, at the start of the game, Oxford were missing Ryan Williams, they're missing James Henry, and they were missing Gavin White, all for differing reasons. But they were all out. And Wednesday lined up in a 3-5-2 formation, pretty much like other teams have done against us, notably Lincoln and Wycombe. And just like in those games, Oxford found it hard going against this formation. There was time and time again where Sheffield Wednesday just ripped us apart mainly down the flanks. They got in behind us and had so much space in behind us so many times. Barry Bannon just had acres of space in midfield. Mendes, Lang and Hunt, constant problems down the wing for us. And Oxford, the one thing we were just hoping is we didn't fall behind in this game. And there was a couple of bits of decent endeavour from Oxford early doors, but every time Wednesday went forward, they looked more dangerous than us. But Barry Bannon got an early goal. Wednesday moved the ball well, and they got in down our left-hand side, and the ball came out to Bannon on the edge of the box. He was free, and he hit a lovely shot back through Jack Stevens back in the Oxford United net after being out for a long time with glandular fever. But it was the start we didn't want, and just from a Wednesday point of view, it was a good movement and good goal. From an Oxford point of view, at the back, we were just all over the place. It looked like we were miles off the pace. Why are people not closing runners down? Why are people not staying with runners? Why are people not getting out to make more of an effort to block shots? But from a Wednesday point of view, it's a great goal, and they would have felt they could have gone on to control this game. And really, they'll be thinking, how are we not 2-0, 3-0 up in this first half? Firstly, I will say they should have had a penalty. Absolutely should have had a penalty. It was Steve Seddon with a clumsy foul. Again, after Oxford were just ripped apart through some good passing. Well, not even good passing, but ripped apart as we were standing still so often. And I don't know how the referee didn't give it. And there were other times where Sheffield Wednesday created good opportunities, but they just couldn't get enough shots away on Stevens. I can only think of one or two chances, one header, which was luckily straight at him. And Oxford were poor. Oxford were really poor, and we were frenetic, and we were frantic, and we were sloppy. And Wednesday was sloppy as well. There were plenty of garbage passes from them, but they had a lot more quality than we did. Oxford's passing was poor. We couldn't hold the ball. Everything seemed like a heavy touch, pretty much like what we've seen against Wycombe and against Lincoln. And it's like, where is this bad form coming from? And all you were thinking is, please, can we get in only 1-0 down? And maybe we can change it at half time. But out of nowhere, I have to say Robinson deserves a bit of credit because he did finally change it, and we matched him up a little bit and went 3-5-2. But out of nowhere, we got a goal. Nathan Holland kept the ball alive down in the court by the corner, and it came out to Marcus McGuane, who is a promising player but has been guilty of not showing enough end product. But he puts a beautiful ball over for Matty Taylor, who gets his head on it. And, probably maybe with Bowden being in there as well, it meant he wasn't marked by 2 defenders, he was only marked by 1. He gets his head on it and Mark puts it into the bottom corner. And from a Wednesday point of view, you'll be thinking, for spoilers later on in the game, why couldn't Lee Gregory do something like that? But Oxford didn't deserve it, but we were 1-1 at half-time. This was, and it was, I don't know how to describe it, just crazy. And then we moved into the second half of this game, and the second half just carried on in the same vein. I would say Oxford was slightly better. We were slightly better going forward. It seemed like we could actually control the ball and put 2 or 3 passes together, and there were a couple of good opportunities that we created. There were a couple of really good crosses that Sykes put in that were like Gascoigne 96 style away from either Bowden or Taylor. But it was Wednesday who went ahead, and again, they did look dangerous when they went forward. Probably the standout bit of quality in this match came from Sheffield Wednesday's second goal. Josh Windass just off the bench with a superb dummy, which meant the ball went in to Lee Gregory, who played it back to Windass, whose shot was beautifully hit into the bottom corner. At that point, there was no Oxford fan that couldn't say Wednesday didn't deserve it. And at that point, you thought we'd been bloody lucky to come back from 1-0 down. I don't think we're going to be able to come back from 2-1. But you are wrong. I'm wrong. We're all wrong. Because Oxford only needed 2 minutes to get back into this game. And this is it. Wednesday fans, this is where you can pull your hair out. I cannot believe that we got this equaliser. Nathan Holland on the edge of the box takes a shot. It takes a massive deflection, which goes right into the path of Matty Taylor, who's on the penalty spot. He hits a crap effort straight at Peacock Warrington Farrell III. But it comes straight. Normally, the goalkeeper would palm that away, but it goes straight back to Taylor, and it ends up coming off about his knee 2 yards out into the, and even then he nearly put it over the bar, into the roof of the net. And somehow we're back at 2-2. And then this game just could have gone absolutely either way. You were just kind of hoping that if there was a third goal for either side, that it would go for Oxford United. And it did. And it came from a set piece. Unbelievable. It's like 1% of the time we score from corners, but we do score from this one. And about 1% of the time that's about the amount of percentage of time Sam Winnall has been effective for Oxford United. So maybe you can put that up to 2% now, because the ex-Sheffield Wednesday man, who's done nothing for us all season, was there to just head in from about the 6-yard box. And it's the sort of scruffy goal, pretty similar to Taylor's one as well. These are the sort of scruffy goals that we rarely get. And we got 2 in this one. And it meant Oxford were in the lead for the first time in the game. And it felt like robbery. It felt like daylight robbery. Not that we care. Wednesday huffed and puffed. There was a golden chance to Lee Gregory at the end of this game. Wednesday fans that were in our live stream were saying he's pretty garbage. I was like, how can you say he's garbage? He scored like loads of goals for you. He was about 7 yards out with a free header, and he has ballooned it miles over the bar. And other than that, there was a lot of huff and puff from Wednesday, bombarding long throws in. Whenever time Bannon got the ball, he looked like he was in acres of space. But Oxford defended manfully, put their bodies on the line, and we did end up getting a 3-2 win in this one. What a great win. I don't think that means anything is cut and dry in terms of where these sides are going to finish at the end of the season, but Oxford needed that to just stop that rot, stop that run of games, and in front of a huge crowd, everyone would have gone home happy, even if we'll be thinking, how the hell did we bloody win this game? So there are a couple of disappointing things for Oxford United in this match. Obviously, Elliot Moore went off at half-time, the skipper. He was replaced by McNally, who did very well, actually. But hopefully that's not too serious. And then it might be his last game, but Thornley went off after Oxford took the lead 3-2, and it meant Messinio had to come on for a rare appearance. So if that is Jordan Thornley's last game, there's a lot of talk that Blackpool are being very petty and want to recall him from his season-long loan because they can't sign Brannigan from us, because they won't put a sensible offer in for Cameron Brannigan. But they're going to do a bit of a dirty on us and recall Jordan Thornley. So if that is the last game that he plays for us, it's important to remember that he has been a decent centre-back for us, and thank you for being decent and having a good half of the season for us, but maybe you will stay, who knows. But, Wednesday fans, I will be fascinated to know what you thought of this game. I'll be fascinated to know what you think of Darren Moore and of your team in general, because how you didn't get something out of this game, I don't think anyone has an answer for that one. Oxford, delight. Amazing. It's wonderful to get a win again. It's been a poor start to 2022. Hopefully this will kickstart something now. We've got Gillingham next weekend. A very winnable game, but definitely going to be a physical test in that one too. So a big win for Oxford United after what's not been the greatest week. But hopefully this can kick us on to bigger things. And that will just about do it for this game. I'm absolutely shattered after sitting through that match and doing this review. It was a bonkers game this afternoon at the Kassam Stadium. But Oxford United got the win. Hope you enjoy it, Oxford fans. Wednesday fans want to know what you think as well. Hit like, hit subscribe, all that jazz. And I'll be back very soon with more Premier League content and another Oxford United video next week. Thanks very much. See you soon.